Hello there folks, and welcome back to the Scott Ree Project, and today it's all about the lamb. What I've got here is a stunning whole neck of lamb on the bone. Used to be a very cheap cut, obviously like everything price is slowly going up, but pound for pound you'll be hard pushed to find a tastier piece of meat. And what we're going to do, because it's autumn approaching, the nights are drawing in, it's getting colder, I am going to show you one of my all-time favourite dishes, a neck of lamb stew, which is the neck of lamb, some root vegetables, no stock, just water, and just left to slowly tick over, slow and low. And I cannot tell you enough how amazing this dish is. For so few ingredients, you're going to be hard pushed to find a tastier dish. So, what we need to do is cut these into rings. But what a fantastic looking piece of meat that is. So by all means then, get your butcher to do this. All we're doing, obviously you've got the whole of the neck bone, or that neck bone gives turbocharged lamb flavour. But if you know your butcher well, tell him you don't want it chopped through with a chopper, because you will get splintered bones, and that's the last thing you want. That will ruin the dish. So all I'm going to do, easy, is just saw through all these rounds. Right, last two. What a pretty picture that is. Just look at the meat on that. And obviously, like I said, all that bone is flavour. What a stunning cut of meat. Right, into the kitchen and we will work some magic. Right, to make this wondrous dish, as you can see, I've got my neck of lamb, which you saw me cut. I have got one swede, not too big, diced, one carrot, diced, you haven't got to be too fussy, it's not Michelin starred, and two onions, diced, nice and rustic. We got some flour, some salt and pepper, which we're going to dredge our meat in, some oil, and then just some water, not even stock. Now first thing we need to do then, you might be able to hear my pan on, is we are going to season our meat. Any stews or casseroles, this is a great way. There's about 3 tablespoons of flour in a bag. Give it a shake of pepper. We got our salt in there. Give it a shufty, get them all in. I mean, this is cooking. This is basic, old school cooking. Simple ingredients, simple cookery, but the finished dish really, really takes some beating, even against your finest steak. And I'm not just saying that. I grew up eating this. My mom makes this recipe even to this day. In fact, she's had the other half of this neck of lamb to do one. And it is just something else. I always used to look forward to when the neck of stew was on. Neck of lamb stew. So we move over to the stove. I am just going to put a bit of oil in my pan. That's nice and heated. Get rid of any excess and just get them into the pan. Now we want a nice colour on this. And the bones, obviously we're not adding stock. We'll make its own stock. And it is absolutely divine. I cannot tell you enough how good this finished dish is. Right, next we are going to sweat our vegetables down. What a word, sweat. Whoever said, go on, just go and sweat them down. So my lamb is browning nicely on the back burner there. I'm just going to take a decent knob of butter. This pan's been warming. Just going to melt it in there. And like I say, every time I do a stew or a casserole, you must get a good colour on this. Get those natural sugars caramelising, getting all that maximum flavour. Butter, hey? Life is better with butter. So, in with all of these. We don't really want any colour on these veggies. We are just sweating them down. Right, let's check on this lamb. I cannot stress to you enough how important it is to get a decent colour on anything you're stewing. be it lamb, beef cheeks, pork cheeks, shin, shanks, anything like that. This is where you create flavour. Just have a look at that. That is a stunning piece of meat. Right, let's give this another shufty. Almost professional. Wow, my neck of lamb is looking sublime. Just look at that, eh? Lamb cam. When it's nicely browned, straight into a stew pot or casserole dish or earthenware dish, whatever you've got. Get in there. Like I said, I've been eating this for over 40 years. It's absolutely divine. And every nation in the United Kingdom's got their own version. There's obviously the classic Irish stew, a nod to our friends in the Emerald Isles, Mr. Rooney. Also, you've got your Welsh cawl, which is recognised as the national dish of Wales. And obviously up in Scotland, you've got your Scottish stovey or Scotch broth, all a variation of lamb and root veggies. So, we've got our neck of lamb, our sweated carrot, swede and onions, and all we need to do, yes, just top it up with water. I mean, you can use a stock cube if you want to, but like I said, all that lovely bone will give it absolutely tons of flavour, and it couldn't be any easier. So on the hob then, we will bring this up to boiling point, and then we will get it in our oven. The trick is slow and low. The longer you leave it, the better it's going to be, especially if you cook it and eat it the next day. Trust me, it's out of this world. So onto the hob, and we will let this come up to temperature. So as you can see, that has been brought up to boiling point. Just have a look in there. And what you need to do now is cook this really slow and low. I used to have a motorcycle that was slow and low, but that's another story. So what I've got then is my temperature preheated to gas Mark II. Look up there for the conversion. And the art of stewing is time. And the reason we brown the meat is to add flavour. Obviously, that browning is water soluble. As you can see, some's come off, but that leaches into your liquor or your broth or your stew. So my stew has been in the oven for 3 hours. Now I've got it going on the hob just to show you what we got. Just look at that. Now what we need to do, while we got it here, you can take it out the oven and do this, is just check the seasoning. Oh yeah, lammy. I'm going to add a bit of pepper, also some nice sea salt. Get that in there. Now remember, this is not Michelin star food. This is proper old school peasant cooking when there wasn't a lot of meat about, and it was a way of making the cheaper cuts go a long way. You can see I've just added a bit of thyme, dash of Worcester. We just let that get to know each other a bit. And this lamb, as you can see how tender it is, it's falling off the bone. And when you eat that, just look, hey, that hard working neck muscle is turned into something. Oh God. So once you've let that get to know each other for about 5-10 minutes, I'm going to add just a couple of tablespoons of gravy granules. Now don't recoil in horror. This will add just a little bit of colour and a little bit of thickening. And once that's nicely mixed in, we can serve this up. And I guarantee you, if you make this at home, it will be a winner. Proper old school cookery. Nothing fancy. It's rib sticking winter fodder. Just listen to that pot singing away. You know what it's saying? It's saying I'm comfort food. eat me. And that's what we shall do. Ooh. Okay then, this dish. There is no fancy presentation. Dishes like this were born out of necessity. It was on about making cheap cuts of meat go a long way and feed a family. And that meat has come off the bone beautifully. So you're not going to get any Michelin starred plating up. It's just a case of get it in your bowl, get some bread and get it down your neck. Get it down your neck. Ha! Neck of lamb. I'm a genius. You do not need to stand on ceremony with a dish like this. It's just get in there. And the classic accompaniment is bread. And I tell you what, it's something else. Like I said, I've been eating this for years and I never tire of it. Just look at those veggies. See where it's got the lamb fat is rendered out and it's got that lovely sheen on. Oh yeah. Let's have a look at that meat. It is just absolutely perfection. If I can show you guys. And the flavour, obviously all the connective tissue. Look at that. Oh. Well, I could fawn over this all night. You know, I haven't got the words to describe how 4 simple ingredients, some water, can taste so good. I can't tell you, it's alchemy. I'll tell you what. Listen guys, if you cook one thing this winter, try this. Do not walk past these cheap cuts. Go into your butcher's, ask for rings of neck of lamb on the bone. He will love you for it, and give this a go. If you cook one stew this winter, try this. Trust me, you will be leaving comments saying it's the best thing you had, and you get to suck these bones after. Oh. Well, my friends, I hope you liked that episode of the Scott Ree Project, and you know the drill by now. If you haven't already, press subscribe by clicking down on that button there. Also, find me on Facebook at the Scott Ree Project or Scott Ree. Like it and share it with your friends, and also on Twitter at the Scott Ree Project. And don't forget to look at my back catalogue. I've got 200 videos of various game, meat, fish, prep, cookery. There's a lot to inspire you. But most of all, go and get some of this neck of lamb. Go to your butcher's, he will love you for it. These cheap, underused cuts really are the best. So, I've just had this one bowl. It's unbelievably filling and rich. So I'm going to lie down. I'm going to wash up. See you again sometime.